Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, episode 7, different approaches for different divisions. And we are transitioning over to the men's side of the stage today. And Adam, let's do what we did with the women, which is talk about the classes first building up toward men's bodybuilding where it's more extreme. And I think right now, even though ironically there's not that much difference in conditioning, men's physique is the hottest ticket in terms of the male gender, just like women's bikini is. I think you would agree. And so tell me right now what the prevailing overall look is. When a guy says, okay, I need a men's physique diet, Adam, what are you going to tell me?
Yeah, again, kind of transitioning that diet into that person's body type. But I think there's a good general standard for what's going to make a good men's physique competitor. And the first thing being having that smaller waist. And the smaller that waist can be and the wider that back can be, the better off you're going to be. A lot of people sum it up to a giant arms competition, and that's not it. And a lot of these guys do have smaller legs, but I'm not going to give up the metabolic repair processes to train the men's physique guys' legs when we can spend more time working on their back or their shoulders or their arms. And a lot of people will kind of diss those guys for that, but that's their division criteria. They've never said anything about legs. They're covered. And if that person does not want big legs, or maybe they have some knee issues, I just think it's a great division for a lot of people.
You know, when it first came out, a lot of guys said, well, gosh, this is great. I don't have to diet as hard. I don't have to get as lean because I don't have to get those glutes completely striated. But they quickly found the fallacy in that, you know, since you do still need the smallest waist, the tightest abs, all that detail in the upper body, whether you can see your glutes or not, they're going to be about the same condition as if you dieted for a bodybuilding contest. So, you know, the approach to me is still going to be, you know, in your shorts, fine, send progress photos that way, but you're still not going to be completely ready until you're probably as lean as you can be. And then we can worry about everything else in terms of peaking. But it's interesting that you say that about the leg training. I would say the other side of that coin would be, you know, the amount of time you spend with a bar on your back squatting is going to increase the size of your chest and shoulders and your back, you know, and you could miss some upper body size if you're not doing that. But, you know, to your point, you know, maybe not quite the same, maybe not, you know, going to the wall. But I think a lot of guys are still going to do some pretty good leg training.
Yeah, I know specifically my guys just typically squat and deadlift for the most part. Once they make that decision, I have a lot of guys who do both classic and men's physique because their size just isn't big enough to do bodybuilding. So I do have a lot of guys that kind of carry over and cross over into the two divisions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, and what you said is perfect. I mean, we are talking about the differences in approach in different divisions. So that does give you the option to do that. In terms of dieting, so you got to get lean enough. But then a lot of these guys, like you said, it sometimes comes down to, I've heard it called a chest and abs show or a shoulders and abs. So you want the biggest, widest shoulders and chest and wide back, smallest waist. So that symmetry and aesthetic is important. But that means you kind of have to do everything almost extreme as a bodybuilder where you're getting just as lean, but now you have to load, you know, enough to be full enough and yet not compromise your tightness. So then you kind of get back into having hopefully a good metabolic building phase and a progressive linear load in a way to maintain your tightness and add that fullness.
Yeah, I think one of the best things about this division is how the judges really respect the criteria and they really have it nailed down. And very rarely have I ever heard anyone say, you just got too lean, unless they just didn't have enough muscle volume to begin with. And I can see where judges come from when they say that. But it's almost, you just need to get bigger in the off season, come in that lean, but come in bigger And I think a lot of judges see that and they're like, well, how much muscle did they have 4 weeks ago? Honestly, just as much as they did now, you know. So a lot of times I bring my guys in hard as nails for that division.
Yeah, and then try and fill them up. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We're going to move on to men's classic physique and men's bodybuilding. We'll see you next time.